All right, so as Tana says, we have a lot to get through today. So I am going to be swift. So you do have questions, just maybe pop your question in the chat and we can get to it at the end. So today's marketing for advanced learners. I'm assuming everyone can hear me okay. And it's interesting to me that when we did the poll, a majority of you, in fact, I would say like 80–90% of you have spoken to the media before, which is amazing. So I'm gonna go, you guys. Kind of a follow-up question, was that through Open Farm Days or was that through something else? So maybe if you want to put in the chat how you've spoken through the media before, if that was through something you did at Open Farm Days or you just being awesome on your own, that would be great. Okay, so just to give you an example of idea of what we're going to be doing today. Oh, my brain's already going too fast. Okay, so we're going to just do a quick recap from previous sessions. We're going to talk about the news cycle and why understanding the news cycle is important. And then talking with the media, just leaning on your experience. Those two components here, we're going to get through really fast because the creating reels and then creating videos is going to take a little bit longer. So when we get to the reels point, if you have Instagram, you're going to want to have that app open so you can follow along. All right, come on, computer. All right. So recap from previous sessions. So for those that weren't with us from the other sessions, today's session is building on the previous two. So the first one, we talked about the basics of marketing. So marketing isn't just social media. Social media is just a piece in the pie. And before you even start marketing your business, what you really do need to do is go back and have kind of an inward look and what makes you unique, who your customers are, where they are, to analyze your competitors, and how you provide value and decide whether you want to educate, sell, or a combination of both. And in that first session there, we also talked about marketing assets, that you need a website, you need assets that you can own, so you need a website, you need a logo. Your family photo is not your logo, you need a logo. You should have photography or videography and your audience. Your marketing tactics, so how are you going to market your event? Yes, social media is there, but also is it through events, printed material, news media, videos? It could also be farmers markets. There's lots of different ways that you can market your product and your farm. And then we spent a good chunk last time about creating your community through social media, and mostly because of the feedback that we got through Instagram. So finding hashtags to create a community, engaging with your community, being a subject matter expert, and remembering that your personal profile and your business profile are separate. And so really kind of narrowing in on what it is on your business that you want to talk about on social media. All right, too fast, all good? So we're just really quickly going through like, what is media? Media is this big term, but it could be a lot of things. So when we say traditional media, Open Farm Days does do a lot of advertising for Open Farm Days through traditional media, and that means print, so newspaper, radio, broadcast television. So the last 2 years we had a partnership with Chorus that dealt with radio and television. The great thing about traditional media is that they're highly regulated through the CRTC, and the people that are creating the content on traditional media are people that are trained to do so. So they're news reporters, journalists, editors, producers, gaffers, cameramen. So the quality of output is a lot more than new media. So new media could be social media, including YouTube's, blogs. It's not regulated. That doesn't mean that new media is bad. There's lots of great new media, lots of great bloggers in Alberta, but just know that they just don't have that level of training that you would get in traditional media. In saying that, a lot of bloggers do have that background of communications background, and then extend it into something that they love, like food or travel. So traditional media also participates in new media. So for an example, CTV, traditional media has a Facebook page. So when pitching to media, so you need to decide what medium you would like. Do you want a newspaper? Do you want new media? But know that traditional media does have a bigger reach, but new media, such as a blogger, might have a great niche following for you, such as a food blogger or travel blogger. Come on, computer. There we go. So how to approach media. So approaching media is a great way to enhance your status as a subject matter expert, or to share, I should really slow down, an exciting community story. So when approaching media, please know that their timelines are really short. And this is on the flip side too, for when they reach out to you. If they reach out to you in the morning, if you reach out back out to them at 3 p.m., you've lost the story. You're no longer part of it, because their timelines are usually, so for CBC, I was in a CBC article 2 weeks ago. They were filming at 11:15, and then they had to have the story edited, as well as talk to other 2 sources for it to be airing at 4. So their timelines are very short when they pull these stories together. So know that their timelines are short and that they really receive a lot of requests. So when you do reach out to help yourself with that timeline, and to also help with the reporter or the journalist or whoever it is that you're reaching out to, make sure you have all that information available. And that really kind of goes back to the beginner stuff where we talked about having all your assets, including your website, your images, but also have basic stuff down too. Even almost like treat them like all the stuff that you would give a toddler when doing a craft. Do you have the glue? Do you have the scissors? Do you have everything? Otherwise, you'll be back and forth, and you're wasting all this time getting everything together. Going prepared makes you look more professional, and it really helps them put together a quality story. So your word often won't be enough. So they'll say, thank you, really appreciate this, but you'll also need to provide backup sources so that you can speak to, depending on what you're asking. So if it's about an event and you have vendors there, they'll probably want to talk to a vendor, they'll want to talk to a community organizer or someone else that's involved in it to get some different perspectives. And lastly, when you're approaching media, ask what's the hook? What makes your story unique or great? Why should they care? I mean, ask yourself the brutally honest question, why should they care? In communities, you should care because it's part of the community and it affects people. Why does it affect people? So if you ask yourself kind of the brutally honest questions, you will be able to answer their brutally honest questions. Is it timely? And does it connect with another event or story happening in the community? Those are really great if it kind of ties into a story. So a little while ago, the news was talking about the droughts that were happening in last summer and this lack of hay. And that was a timely story. So if you could kind of fit something in with what was going on there, that would have been a really great timely hook. And then speaking with media. So we could talk about this, honest to God, for like an hour, but we're just gonna skim through it. And if you have any questions later, we can go through it. But I need you to remember that the media is your friend. They need good stories to fill their newspapers and their TV shows. And they're always looking for good stories. So good story could be community or economics or whatever, but they're always looking for stories to fill their papers with shows. And they rely on people reaching out to them for that purpose. Stick to your message. So you need to be prepared. And when you're prepared, it will be easier. And actually being prepared will help you on the spot if your brain kind of goes to mush. So stick to your message. Whatever you've put out in the email to the journalist or in your news release, stick with that. Don't go off on a tangent. And the reason why you don't want to go off on a tangent is that nothing is off the record. So everything that you say counts, which is why the preparation is important. So if you don't know the answer of the question, that's okay. You just say, I don't know. And then, but if it's something that you can get back to them, maybe it's a stat or something like that, then you can just follow up with them later saying, I don't know, but I will get back to them. And it is also okay to ask the reporter to restate the question. They're used to working with people that don't have media training. So it's okay to say, you know what, I just need a minute. My brain is going too fast. That happens to me a lot. So it's okay to do that. Short and sweet. Reporters are looking for sound bites. They're looking for, segments, or sometimes like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. So they're looking for short and sweet bites that they can add into these small segments. And be yourself and smile. You're there representing your farm, you're there representing your business. So be yourself, smile, relax, which is easier said than done. Wear what you normally wear and be yourself. The only time I would say don't wear what you normally wear is if you're going in studio, don't wear green. You will fade into the background of the green screen. Stay still. If you're going to be on camera, and I know this is hard if you've got like nervous energy, but try and find a way to ground your feet to the floor. Put your hands behind your back if you can, if you know that you're going to be fidgeting and kind of moving. So just be aware of that if you can. And then the last tip is take them on a tour. They're going to need B-roll for their story. So B-roll is like secondary content. So they'll have you talking and then maybe behind the scenes stuff. If you watch the news, you'll kind of and have this awareness, you'll kind of have this. But even for newspaper stories, they'll have like you and then the background. They love the background shots. They love that. So let them do that. And it's also great building this rapport between media and yourself. All right. So any questions on media? Yes, avoid heavy patterns on camera as well. It gets jumbly in there. Great suggestion, Victoria. So is everyone kind of okay with that? I mean, we could talk about that for a long time. And I think maybe that's a topic we'll come back to at another time. So for Open Farm Days, we do hire a public relations firm out of Edmonton called Pumpkin PR. They do have farm experience, so they're a great asset for us because they understand the market. And they actually call every radio station where we have farms participating in Open Farm Days and let them know to try and get this opportunity for you guys to speak, for Open Farm Days host farms to speak to the media. So, there's lots of opportunity, and often these personal phone calls, these personal emails are your way in. We can send news releases out, which we do, but then the follow-up from you guys saying, hey, I know Open Farm Day sent out our news release. We've got this really great event happening. Would you be interested in talking to us? These are the things that we have going on. Those personal connections with media, remember, they're just people too. Their days are busy, their emails are full. So having this personal reach out is really great. And it creates this nice rapport as well. All right. So when we just did this poll, when you guys were coming in, there was a few people that said they create reels often, but the majority of people that are here said that they tried, and some people say they had no idea what I was asking them about. So what are reels? So reels are short, entertaining videos. They can be up to 60 seconds, created in vertical format. So if you hold your phone like normal, you can use one video, so one long 60-second video, or you can stitch together multiple clips. So Instagram Reels were created to compete with TikTok. So I don't know if any of you have teenagers or you have your 45-year-old self like me who are obsessed with TikTok. So Reels are to compete with TikTok, but do you want to start a new platform? I don't know. So if you don't want to start on TikTok, Instagram Reels is a really great place to get started. Okay, so what you will need is your phone, your clean lens. I know you guys have been on a course with me before. I'll start rattling on about cleaning your lens. So grab your phone, get your shirt, wipe your lens down. And so make sure that it's nice and clean. Otherwise, you're going to get skin and guck and all over your videos. And what will Instagram provide? Instagram provides the music or the sound. They create the tools to create the video and the tools to enhance the video. All right, so are we ready to get started into some of the stuff? Are you ready? Okay, those of you that have Instagram on your phone, find it and open it. We're going to do a quick tutorial here on how to do this. So the first thing we're going to do is open up the app, and at the bottom is the little circle with the line. It's like a little magnifying glass. We're going to press the magnifying glass, and what will happen is when you do that, you'll be brought to a screen, which you probably can't see here. And then on one side, you'll see like a little long skinny video. That's a reel. So you're going to click on that, on the reel. And what you're going to do, we don't do it today because we don't have time. But what I would like you to do is when you're sitting on your couch, when you're sitting in your tractor, when you've got 10 minutes, I really need you to go through and spend some time looking at them. And what you'll find is lots of different songs, lots of different, sometimes there's sounds, so there are people talking and people are miming the talking in the background. There's some really fun and creative ways of doing that, but we're not going to get into that today. So once you've kind of gone through that, what you'll see is at the bottom, and I don't know if you could see it here on this slide. Oops, I've lost the slide. Anyway, anyone know how I can go backwards? No, okay, it's gone forever. What you can see is at the bottom where it's got of the video, it's got their content, right? And then underneath it's got a really tiny either music note, and then it's got like the song. So can everyone see that okay? Right. If the little, instead of a music note, it has a little arrow, that means that that's a trending song. Can I go back and go to the last screen? No, all right. Can anyone see an arrow? You just write in the chat if you can't see that or not. So I'm just gonna assume, because you're all quiet, that you can see an arrow or a music note. If you like that song, what you're going to do is, if you scroll over to the, oh wait, some comments here. You can see it. Okay, yay, thanks. If you go over to the other side of the screen, there's like a little square. And what I want you to do is click on that square and it will bring you to this screen, which you can see right now. And it will say, what the audio is. So right at the top here, you can see audio, the name of the song. And then you can see on this one here, this was a trending song. So it's a little arrow, 94,000 reels. So I'm just looking at this, my screen here, not my phone. So depending on the song that you picked, it will have the name of it, the artist, how many people have used that sound on the reel, save audio, and at the bottom, you'll be able to see some of the people that have used their sounds. So you can kind of look at those as examples. And at the bottom, it says use audio. So clear as mud, or is everyone confused? Are we good? So we've picked a song, right? We've had a look at it. It's trending or not trending. Even if it's not trending, that's fine. The preference is to use a trending song, because that way it is more likely to be seen on Instagram Reels. So I want to recap just in case there's some people that have not gotten it. What we want to do is we want to go to the search function on Instagram. We go find in the corner there, the little long skinny video, that's someone's reel. And then we want to look at the bottom of the reel underneath their profile name, their little caption, and then a little song. And if it has a little arrow going up, that means it's a trending song. If it has a music note, that just means it's just a regular song. And then once we've done that, we're going to scooch over to the right-hand side of the screen when you're looking at it. Oh, what am I doing? And I'm going to, oh wait, is it helpful if I do this? So you've got your trending, and then here on this side, you've got your little, pop on that. And then we can see, oh my God, and then we can see all the people that have used that. So we've got use audio stuff. So if you're confused, come back to me and I can help you. If you want to use that right now, you can click on use audio. If you know that's the song that you want to use, or that's the audio you want to use, and you're ready to go, you know what your content's going to be, you can just click use audio and go to town and make your video. If you like this audio but you're not ready to use it yet, what I always do is go through the reels and I save them. And you can see on this presentation here, There's an arrow at the top where it says save audio. So you can click there to save it, and at the bottom to use it. Okay, so just some tips here. So spend time watching reels on Instagram to see what people are doing and become familiar with them. This is a whole new different way of using social media than we were even doing a year ago. So this will take some time to kind of get your brain around it, especially if you're just used to posting a picture on Instagram or posting in stories or posting on Facebook. It's a whole new brain shift. And for those of us that work on this and do this for our real life job, I've had to learn how to use video, and I never had to learn to use that before. So this has been a mind shift, not just for yourselves, but for everybody in this platform. So my tip is to keep the video short. You have 60 seconds, don't use 60 seconds. No one's watching your 60-second video. I would keep it to 15 seconds. Unless you have something that's extraordinary and like it's bringing people in and it's emotional and they feel really connected, do not use a 60-second video. 15 seconds, more than enough. If you decide to use the audio, you're really happy and you already have in your brain what kind of content you want to be, you can create that on the fly. You can use audio, you can use video and photos that are already in your phone. You don't have to create something new all the time. Let's say you want to do like a combination of like lambing, like the best time of the year is lambing season. So although Christina would probably disagree with me, she would probably say piglet season is probably the best time of the year, but I disagree. Actually, piglets are pretty cute, but you could do a compilation video of all the stuff that you already have on your phone. You just pick a song and stitch them all together. Now, this is going to get complicated. I don't want you to think that you're going to come out of here today and you're going to be, reel making machines. This is going to take some getting used to. It really is kind of a shift in the brain, but once you get there, it's really, really worth it because Instagram is favoring reels over everything else, and you are more likely to be found using reels than you are using Instagram the old-fashioned way. So you talked about that. Yes, the best part about reels is the shorter they are, the better, which I know you guys love. Okay. I put this together, but I wasn't sure like how many people actually want to create a reel right now. Like, do you guys want to create one right now? Okay, because I can just walk you through it and we send a recording, and this is maybe something that you can go back and play with later and just to kind of give you an idea. So if we go back to Instagram, how do you even create a reel? How do you even get there? So if you go back to your Instagram account, there's a couple ways you can do it. At the very top, there's like a plus sign right up. Where am I? I'm backwards. Right up here. You can click on that plus sign. This is the Open Farm Days account here. Whose yak is that? Oh no, so cute. Anyway, so you click on the plus sign and it will give you the option of posting a regular Instagram post, a story, a reel, or go live. We're not gonna go live. So if you go to reel, and it will give you what this screen is here on the presentation, and that's what that looks like. So we've got, on this one, it's got the square for the audio I use, because that's if you use audio now, but if you're just doing it from scratch, it will give you a music note, the time, so it's got 30 seconds, and then you can tap that for 60 seconds, but don't bother because no one's doing 60-second videos. The one time, like some of this stuff is for like advanced. If you're doing this for the first time, don't worry about some of this stuff. But the one time is like regular speed, but then you can slow things down and make it slow-mo. That's stuff that you want to play with, but not necessarily something that you want to do on your own time, like something that you want to do to start with, like start super simple. And then last one is the stopwatch. That's if you're doing a selfie, or if you're like doing like a TikTok dance and then you want to record it, that gives you that option as well. So we're there. So there's two ways, and the way I prefer to do it is to have videos already loaded in my phone before I create a reel. And the reason why I like to do that is because I get to control what we're posting versus posting it on the hop. Because what happens on the hop, or what happens in real life, is that yesterday I was trying to create one for an example with you guys. And I was like, I was at home and I was like, I don't have an example. I was using my dog. My dog wouldn't cooperate. And even the treats weren't making him do things. And so useless. So have these videos already in your hop. So while you're on your farm, start taking 3-second, 4-second videos. 2-second videos works too. Just start get into the habit of, I know I've already asked you to get into the habit of taking photos, but get into the habit of taking short videos. It could be, again, it's lambing season. Everyone loves lambs. You know, lambs jumping or lambs moving or their cute little bums or they're running. Get some short videos of them doing that. And then when we get to the part where we're creating a reel, you can just start adding them in there. And all of a sudden you've got yourself a reel of lambs being cute. And it's cold outside, it's -40, you don't want to go outside, you've got instant content. So having that all is really good for days where you don't have anything, but also prevents you from having to trudge outside and go figure something out. So you're at this screen here where your camera is facing wherever you are. What you're going to do is, if you're going to use content that you already have on your phone, you're going to swipe up the phone. And what that will do is it will give you everything that's on your phone, and you can use photos or you can use videos. Don't use photos, use videos. That's why the 3-second videos are great. Photos work, but videos better. And then you can choose what content you want to use from whatever is on your phone. When you've done that, so I'm just going to do that now. Let's find the video. Oh, have a fun open farm days one. When you've done that, what you can do next is choose them, and then you can go in and trim them. If you want to create, if you've got a photo, for example, if you choose to use a photo, the photo's coming in at 3 seconds, but no one's going to stare at your photo for 3 seconds. So use the scissor function and trim it to about 1 second or 1.5 seconds. So on this one here, on the screen here, I've trimmed it to 1:41, but around 1 minute, 1.5 minutes is plenty. And so let's do that. Is everyone doing this along with me, or am I boring the heck out of here? So we're going to do that. And then once we've done that, we're going to click next. And then if you want to add another one, you swipe up again, add another one. You keep swiping up and adding until you've got all of them. And you've got all of them. And then you're like, Nicola, I've got a 61-second video and no one's going to watch it because it's 60 seconds. You go in and you click on the trim function, which is the little scissors, and you go and you shorten each video, or you lengthen the ones that you think should be longer, that are cuter or funnier or tell more of the story, and shorten the ones that you don't want to have until you've curated this fun little story. And then you keep pressing preview, and preview will let you watch your video. And then you're like, yeah, this is amazing. I'm a videographer, Spielberg, watch out. And then you can go on to next. If you hate it and you're like, what on earth have I done? Go back and then either trim or delete or add more photos. I do this often because conceptually in my head, it seems right. But then when you put them together, you're like, this is garbage. What have I done? So that's really important too. Or I got two questions here.
Yeah, I was going to jump in. So Tam's having a problem getting the image. She can't get her image when she swipes up.
Yeah, it just did that to me too. But I think if you just, it's just funny. I think it's just funny. And I don't know if sometimes I have that problem because I got chunky fingers. But when you're at, Tam, when you're at this screen, so where the video is up, let's see, it's not doing it for me now. So it's just a case of just maybe holding it onto a little bit longer. See, like sometimes it's just funky. There we go. And then I got it to work. So just keep playing with it. It might be too, if there's stuff on your phone, just give your phone a quick rub on your, like give it a quick rub there too. That might work. There's a thing when you're here, you can't, they have all these different filters at the bottom, which you could use. If you're new to, well, I have a theory on this. Don't use filters. No one likes filters. People like real life. You're trying to tell a story of your farm and now you've got a filter. You're no longer authentic. So don't use filters. I hate them. Don't use filters. But if it's something funny, like I see one of the filters here is like, it looks like someone's driving a car. Like there, I don't know if you can see that, but you know, put a sheep behind that, hilarious, right? I think that would be the only time to do that. Yes, okay, Charlotte. Charlotte is a professional at using Instagram Reels. She can probably teach this class as well. So if you tap on the little blue plus icon, which will take you to the photos as well, bottom left. Thank you. But everyone seems to get it. Yes. Okay, amazing. You guys are fantastic. So this is my next part. So once we've got our video and everyone's happy and you're giving yourself a pat on the back for creating your first video, which you should, because it's time consuming and it's completely out of the realm of what we've been doing on social media before, is the actual important part. And for those of us that attended last week's class, we know where Instagram is getting their information from, and that is in your content. So using Reels, they're going to look at trending sounds. So those sounds with the little arrows, they're looking at trending sounds, but they're also looking at your content and your damn hashtags. So you have to make sure that when you're writing in your content, say I put really eloquently here, write your copy, add your hashtags, double check everything. I've put right here, don't do that. But right here, what is this video about? It doesn't have to be long. You don't have to write a dissertation, but you could just write lambing season is the best. Look at these cute lambs. Or in Christina's case, look at these cute little piggies. And then ... and then add your hashtag. So one thing I said last time was that if a social media platform is going to give you all these tools, you use them. And so if they're giving you spots for using 30 hashtags, use those 30 hashtags. Creating like a list of hashtags to use on your phone that you can copy and paste is a really great idea. One thing that I did mention last time was to switch the hashtags up. Don't use the same hashtags all the time because you're not talking about the same thing all the time. So if you're talking about lambing season or piggy season, don't use the same hashtags like harvest. That makes literally no sense. And if people click on that hashtag and see pigs, they're like, what the hell? It's not what I'm here for. I'm here for harvest. So one really important part, because how does this now look on your Instagram feed? So if your feed is your main Instagram page, if you don't change the cover, it's going to look really wonky on your Instagram feed. And it's a really small trick to do, but it makes a huge difference in like the difference between looking professional and looking novice. And it's a really, really easy trick to do. And what you do is, so see what this says content when I've eloquently written right here. Next to that is your cover. Tap on your cover and you can change that photo. Sometimes Instagram isn't my best friend and won't let me change the cover, and you've just got to do the best that you can. But what you can do is click a scene from within the video. So if you can see on the second to last picture here, at the bottom of it on the screen, it's got this like swiper thing at the bottom. And I've chosen what I've chosen there, but I could have scrolled over and picked any of those pictures. And this is actually at Christie Creek Farm at Open Farm Days last summer. And you can click one of those, and then that will be your cover. And then that's the photo that is going to show up on your Instagram feed. So if you're really concerned about the aesthetic on your farm feed, or you just want it to look real smart, you don't want it to look like, you know, you've got someone's hand kind of coming in, changing that cover is a small but really important detail to take care of. If there's something in that video that you think, ugh, I don't want to use that as my cover, assuming Instagram is participating and is behaving that day, you can choose a photo from your camera roll. And if you see right at the bottom of the screen here, where on the second to last screenshot here, at the very, very bottom is a little plus sign. It says add from camera roll. You can click that and pick a photo from your camera roll if there's a photo that you think would be better as a cover for your video. So, but definitely go back and change that. So once we've got our cover sorted out, we've written our content, we've got our 30 hashtags. We've got a little buttons here. So also share to feed. That means it will show up on your main feed. You want that because what was the point of creating a reel that no one will see? crop profile image, which is really important. So Instagram's a square, but these videos are long. So you can crop that so it looks good in your feed. Tag people. If you've got a cool video, tag me, I'll share it. So if you've got a lamb link video, if we've got something really cool that we've shared, tag people in it. So who are people that you can tag? If it's agriculture related, you can tag us. If it is something about tourism in your community, tag your local community. If you've got partnerships that you're working on this video, tag your partners. You can add your location. So if you have added your location into Google Maps, now Apple and Google Facebook and Google don't really work well together, but sometimes it can find you. If not, that's a process to add. That's another day. But what you could do is, here is Edmonton, Alberta, or Alberta, the Hamptons where I live. And then recommend on Facebook, turn that to yes, and share. And all of a sudden you've created your first reel, and then you're gonna make $1 million and you become an influencer, and it's gonna be the best day ever, which won't actually happen. But what I have seen on Instagram has been really cool. So if you create your first reel will always do well. So on accounts where I've worked on, where they've had, say, 500 followers, so they've got a community of 500 people that like their page, I've seen reels reach up to 2,000, 300,000 people. That's not going to happen on your second and third reel. That will only happen on your first reel. That's Instagram's way of giving you a pat on the back, or you did good. Congratulations on making your first reel. The second reel, that's not going to happen. You'll have to start working for that. But if you keep using trending music and are consistent in creating the content, you will do well in this. There's a couple farms within the Open Farm Days community that do really great. Little Riley Farms is great. Charlotte at Chetwood's Farm, they do great reels. So if you want to look at different farms that are doing really great content, they're a great one to look at. Little Riley is a little bit different. She does the day in the life ones, and they're really funny, and there's goats doing bad things, and they're just fun to watch at. So reels should be entertaining and short, and educational, depending on what your unique selling position is. And so we've just gone through the process of creating them on Instagram. If I'm creating something simple, I will create it on Instagram. I prefer not to. I use some apps. So before I get to that, let me just check the questions. Yeah, she's right. If there's Instagram can be a real, because this is like a new feature and they're really pushing it out. Instagram can be kind of glitchy with some things, and which is why sometimes I like to use it. I like to create them outside the app, not knowing if Instagram is going to be glitchy or not, because you spend an hour on a reel and all of a sudden it's disappeared. Yes, if you don't have saved music, if you click on, when you get the screen where it's just the camera, on the left-hand side of that screen, it's got the little music note on it. That's where you can search music. They're kind of funny with the copyrighted music. So if you've got a business account, they're not going to let you use some of the fun music. I would change it to like a creator account or an entrepreneur account, and that way you'll get access to the better music. So you can do that through your settings, and it'll say business profile, and then you've got business. Just change it to creator or entrepreneur or literally anything other than business, and it'll let you do that. The only problem with that is that if you're using an app to schedule posts, it doesn't like the creator account. So you kind of have to find a way to work around that, whether you turn it off while you're creating music or whatever, but that's for another day. Okay, so I really like using apps outside of Instagram to create the videos. And the reason why is, like, as Charlotte said, Instagram can get kind of glitchy. There's a billion people using it. It's a relatively new function that they have. So the great way of using these apps is kind of getting away from some of the glitchiness. So the pros are there's better selection of video transitions. So if you don't want to use, let's say you don't want to use video, you only want to use photos, and you're uploading now 12 photos, you can have some pretty cool transitions between those photos. And what I like to do is do those transitions in beat with the music. So if the music's going boom, 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 then I like to transition those photos boom, 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 boom. So usually that's usually around either 0.5, 0.7 seconds, depending on the song. So that's a really great way for that. Instagram doesn't give you that flexibility to be able to kind of play around and get a little bit more advanced in your editing. Another one is reformat your video into different sizes for different platforms. We've created videos that are Reel or TikTok size and then change them into like Facebook videos. The problem with that is that now you would have to go back and edit because it's different format, vertical versus horizontal. So you would have to go back and edit the videos and make sure that everything's where it needs to be. And the pro is you won't be penalized if you upload from one platform or to another. So if you have created this amazing TikTok video and you download it from TikTok and then upload it on Instagram, Instagram's gonna be like, no, thank you. They can see the TikTok watermark. They'll know that you got that from TikTok and they really don't like that and vice versa. So it's better to create the video if you're going to be using them for different platforms. It's better to create it off social media in an app and then upload separately. Some of the cons are you won't get the trending music. So you'll have to add the music afterwards. So if you're trying to create a video where the transition of the photos meets the beat of the music, that's where it gets tricky. There's ways around it. If you Google that, there's lots of resources on how to do that, especially with this app CapCut. That's another story. So you will lose the trending music if you don't do it. So you'll just have to fandangle with it a little bit more. And you'll lose some of the effects and tools that you get with using the platform. So TikTok, for example, has some pretty cool apps that you can use. Sorry, not apps, but they have some pretty cool tools within their platform to create some of these trending videos. But just because it's a trending video doesn't mean that you need to do it. If it's going to make your life miserable by getting these trending videos all the time, don't do that. Just do it where that makes you happy. And that, again, this is supposed to be fun. This isn't to do it. Yes, just through the search function, Christina. Yes, you're going to be a millionaire, right? Right? Yes, amazing. Oh, and so the ones that we use at my organization is Splice. It's really great for beginners. And then CapCut has some more advanced features, which are great when you're using photos and you go boom, 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 and you can kind of switch the video in. Switch the photo in. I really like CapCut, and I've actually using CapCut a lot more than Splice. And there's ways to download the music that you want to use and use it into CapCut. I think it's kind of sneaky, but it works. And then Ryan here has got, this app allows you to download from TikTok and ditch the watermark. Okay, that's a sneaky way around that. So appreciate that, Ryan. It's called SnapTick. So that's it. So am I on time? Oh my God, I am. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. So my name is Nicola. I am the marketing coordinator for Alberta Open Farm Days. Myself, like Tanis, are hired by Open Farm Days to make this ship go. So you can reach out to me at my email, nicola@collectivemarketingagency.com. Or if you've probably already got an email from me from Open Farm Days, you can reach out for me then too. And that is everything. Clear as mud.
Yeah, that was marvelous. Thank you. I was happily following along and playing with my own account here. So I think that was really great. But yeah, everyone, if you do have specific questions or looking for pointers, do reach out to Nicola. And there's also many resources online. I know sometimes it sort of helps having someone here to walk us through it that allows us to really explore and have some fun with it. So I hope everyone enjoyed that. And I guess we wrap it up and we look forward to seeing everybody for our upcoming AHS and AGLC sessions in March.
Yeah, I just want to point out, like, the best way to learn how to do this, the absolute best way to learn is first to spend time looking at reels and going through them and looking for those little arrows that say trending music, finding the trending music and seeing what they're doing. Because it's not just trending music, they're trending sounds too. There's ones like, no, my doggy is the cutest doggy, right? And then you could have a picture of your farm dog. All of a sudden you're incorporating a trending sound and then you got pictures of your cute dog. So so just kind of go through and use that. And if you see something and you know that you have a video that would relate to this in your phone, then do it. And tag us. I want to see what reels you create when you guys start creating them, if you haven't already done that.
And being that today is Canada Ag Day, should there be a little challenge out there, Nicola?
Yes, do it. It is Canada Ag Day today. You guys posted, we talked about last week about kind of getting in on these trending hashtags. They don't happen very often. They used to happen a lot more often than they did with like National Donut Day and blah, blah, blah. Those things have kind of fallen off the wayside now, but there are a few that are still good to jump on. Can Ag Day is a good one. So make sure you're using that hashtag if you're posting today. Yeah, today would be a fantastic day to do a reel with some trending music and then hop on a trending hashtag. Like, you'll be all over the place. Ryan, you will be a millionaire today if you use all these features. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna be influencers. It's gonna be the best. So, okay, perfect. I'm glad you're excited about that. Any other questions? Oh.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And we'll look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.